Pepsi, first home meet for the Ducks. I'm looking for lots of good stuff. Um, Probably one of the better Pepsi meets that we've set up and we've been a part of here. Lots of star power here in the three teams that are coming, as well as our own home squad. So both the men's and women's team will be super competitive. Hopefully, it comes down to the 4x4 to see who wins. One of the unique things about the Pepsi meet is this one has a score associated to it. And for us, it kind of gets us in the mindset of green needs to be in front of purple, and to precursor to our later meets in the year, basically Pac-12s and then regionals and nationals. So a good way for us to learn some valuable lessons there. And so that's kind of what we'll use it for.
Yeah, what can you learn that might help you? Because you know you're going to match up against these teams in some of the bigger meets. So what sort of things will you try to file away that might help you?
Yeah, that every person counts, every individual matters. Those sixth, seventh, eighth spots really are important when it comes to adding up the tally there in the score. And we'll talk to our kids about not worrying about the score. There's plenty of people up there in the booth that'll be tallying that up, and just to focus on their task at hand.
So those are less, I mean, things you know, but you really want to reinforce with your athletes going
Absolutely.
in. Okay.
Absolutely.
Any particular events that you
No,
can point
I think all of the events are going to be solid. I did say that USC is bringing the number 2 ranked team in the country. Penn State has a very well-rounded squad as well, and then Washington. Washington was 6th in the country just indoors. So there's going to be star power all around the track.
Do you like that this early?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's here whether you like it or not. But
Absolutely. Anytime you get put the kids in in a position like that to compete, it's a great opportunity.
What about a new addition, Cody? He was out here talking earlier. Seems like he's pretty excited to be.
Cody Danielson, he trained with us. He trained with us last year, so he's was phenomenal last year. Wasn't able to compete because of a redshirt year. Sort of similar to Tatum Taylor, who wasn't able to compete indoors. So whenever they transfer from another institution, Pac-12 in particular, those schools have the opportunity to release or not release. And in those two instances, those schools chose not to release the individual, so they had to sit out. So Cody sat out all of last year. He opened up for us this year. Tatum sat out indoors, and now he's competing outdoors.
Another newcomer, Hannah Cunliffe. She had a strong indoor season. What has she meant to the program so far?
Just another good body there that comes and works hard. She's a super talent, someone that we recruited heavily out of high school. So she's not foreign to us by no means. Very intimate with the details of her and her family and her father, Mike, who does a wonderful job with his club team up there in Seattle. So super talent.
You talked before about how some sprinters have a certain personality. Kind of excitable. Others, like maybe Jenna Prandini, wasn't as much. Where does Hannah fit in that in her personality?
Probably still a little too early to tell. English was a more of a out there, very engaging personality. Jenna, just like you said, was a more quiet fire, more reserved, and just went about her business day to day. And Hannah, probably a little too early to tell to see which one of those she's going to err on. We had an indoor season, and she seemed pretty quiet, pretty reserved, but then in practices sometimes she gets fired up. So probably a little too early to tell for me to be specific and exact and my identifying who she's going to be more like.
With the success that she's having, though, you think that personality comes out a little bit more? Like she feels like she fits in a little bit more now. She's earned her spot on the team.
I think as you get more and more comfortable, more the true you starts to come out. So she's been through one season so far. So we'll see how the outdoor season unfolds.
backtracking to Cody a little bit. He's a guy that we were talking to earlier. He put down the baseball bat his senior year and picked up the javelin. What can you say about a guy who's really come into his own very late, in the process?
Cody is an Oregon native, and he's someone that we took a look at, and he was got out of the state. You like to put a gate around the state of Oregon, and he was someone that got away, and so we're definitely fortunate to have him back. But super talent there coming up, and you're starting to see some of the fruits of that talent here on display for us.
Did you have an eye on him at UCLA or when he was in his senior year of high school here?
More so when he was a senior in high school. He comes and he throws, and we get a chance to watch him. So definitely someone that we hate that we missed on.